Hello, Obit community! Welcome back to another video! I am Cecilium, one of the co-creators of Obit, and I'm joined by the other co-creator, the wonderful Lemai.
Hello!
And today, we're actually showing you the character card results.
I bet you guys forgot about this, didn't you?
Yep, because it was a long break before we actually took these votes. It was up that entire time, but we only ever got 17 responses. Basically, what this is when we did the character cards, we wanted to see which ones you guys thought were cool. Like the art, description, name, and overall. So, let's get into it, shall we? Let's get straight into it with the best EBF character card by name. So, we actually have a tie, which is a bit hard to portray, and you're going to see that in later slides. But Clover and Gary apparently have the best names, Cybernetic Specialist Gary and the Rare Puffle Clover. Then we go on to the art, and come on, we've all seen it. The Forever Loyal Jetpack art is just incredible.
I wonder who won.
I wonder who won. I don't know, it's a bit hard to read. Red on red, I can't see it, it's invisible. Jetpack Guy's character card actually came down to a community poll. If you guys haven't seen the art, it's going to be hard for you to visualize. Basically, the one we have now is chained up. You'll see it in a couple of slides. There was also one where he was going to be surrounded by fire, looking Terminator-esque, with some ninja-like outfits in his hand.
The last one was like him, he was about to get jumped.
Right,
basically.
yeah, okay. It was going to be a depiction of the scene that actually made him a robot, that led to him becoming a cyborg. On to the best description. So the best description was Missing Penguin Antarctic. Yeah, it was funny seeing the reactions of Antarctic's description. People saying like, wait, did Gary kill her?
Yeah, that's a lot of, wait, did Herbert kill her? Did Gary kill her?
You will all find out later. However, she is in a bit of flux because we are doing the EBF timeline fully canon now. But we are trying to stick to what it was. So we're trying to fully stick to the character cards.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm actually glad Antarctic won. In second was the King Herbert, which is kind of crazy because that was one of the first ones. And it was one of the ones we didn't actually... Because we ended up having this big review process later on. We got better at reviewing them and pushing them out. And so the King Herbert still standing is kind of crazy. Okay, I mean... Who's going to talk about the elephant in the room?
Just like guy sweeps, bro.
Best EBF character card overall. And Antarctic didn't even get a vote.
That's so sad, actually.
That's so sad.
A big lore drop.
Yeah, Antarctic's is intriguing. It is got a cool description. I think the art is pretty cool as well, composition-wise. But no, Jetpack Guy, he just looks too god dang cool. Well, won by a landslide. So here are our winners. We got the Rarest Specialist Clory. Yes, totally a card. This was the best way we could figure out how to display the cards being a tie. It was either that or a transition, but I didn't want to do a lot of transitions. Sadly, Google Sheets does not offer cooler ways of displaying two images by cropping. But then we have Best Art with Jetpack Guy, Best Description Antarctic, and Best Overall Jetpack Guy again. He does look sick.
It is really cool. This one, and also the hex codes say stuff. You'll have to translate that yourself.
We did leak that a little bit as a hint, but now I guess it's just a straight up confirmation. Yes, the hex code does say stuff.
Yeah, I mean, it's been long enough now. If people haven't figured that out by now, we might as well just tell them, I think.
Yeah, okay. Right. Now on to the best EPF character card by name. And we have another landslide by someone who is unsuspected. Klutzy.
Yeah, that was crazy.
When making the names for these cards, I didn't expect Partner in Time Klutzy to be one of the favorites. I mean, I liked it. I just thought maybe Master of Disguise Herbert would have took it.
I guess he wasn't masterful enough.
Okay. Then we move on to Art, and Master of Disguise Herbert takes this, which I was then stunned because this is my least favorite art, to be honest with you. Sorry, am I?
Oh, wow. Okay.
I mean, it's got some cool community members in it. It's a pretty good scene. It was a pain, though, when we were making things canon. This one was an absolute pain. And
I had to redraw his entire outfit, basically.
Yeah, and I feel like the composition was just a bit off in my opinion, but like if people like it, people like it. 7 votes, that's a lot. However, I'm with the second group. Carefree Rookie, playing Connect 4, that's just pretty good.
Oh yeah, that one. Me and Cecilia went on like a game of actual Find 4, like to make the Find 4 game on the art.
Yeah, so the board that's in the art is the actual game me and Emai played. I can't remember who was who.
I can't remember either. Same thing with the chess one, by the way, with EBF Herbert. That one, we actually played a chess game.
Yeah. I think I was Herbert, because I know how to play chess.
Yeah.
But it's fun. It's fun doing that, like adding those like actual details, making it feel real. However, I am actually quite surprised. I'm quite surprised that Dot and Guy didn't get as much love. Those were they're the 2 closest related character cards, via art. I thought they'd get a little bit more love, but I guess Herbert just took it. Now on to the best description. Again, Master of Disguise Herbert. I can't even remember this description that well. It's been a long time, and we did write a lot of these. If you do want to check out the character cards and the descriptions, you can do so in the announcements of our Discord server, our Tumblr, our Blue Sky, and we also have a character card section in our Discord as well, in the Creative Works.
Right.
That's the easiest way to get the descriptions and stuff. We are trying to have a dedicated area for it on the Tumblr, but again, blog issues like we mentioned in the update. And I guess this is where Dot is actually coming back, Dot and Guy. We do have the best description, because these two, their description was actually quite different than a lot of them. A lot of the descriptions are like, oh, here's Herbert, this is what he is doing, he has done. It's like a narrative standpoint. Whereas Dot's card, it's just Dot, right? It's Dot describing herself, kinda, and then she gets interrupted by Guy, so it's pretty funny.
Yeah, it's kind of like the Pokemon, some of the TCG cards, where different cards tell a story about one thing.
Yeah, so I'm glad that she's getting a bit of love in this one. Again, Klutzy, though. I'm kind of surprised. We should go refresh on the descriptions after this.
Yeah.
Now, who is the best overall card? And again, Herbert and Klutzy. What is the obsession, guys? This is crazy. Let's have a look at them, shall we? Here we are. Almost a full house, almost a royal flush, whatever you want to call this. The best EPF card has no EPF agents.
That is kind of funny.
Best name, partner in time Klutzy. Herbert getting robbed of the name. And then best art, Herbert. Best description, Herbert. Best overall, Herbert. Now, on to the past cards, or the PSA cards. That's kind of how we codenamed them. These are basically the 2005 versions of the characters. So EBF is the Evil Future, Evil 2011/12. And then EPF is not evil, is Good 2011. So this is 2005, before they became who they became. So, for the best name on the left, we have the Big Dreamer Herbert. Herbert again, guys!
People just really like Herbert, I guess.
Is the obsession in the Discord transferring into these votes? I hope not, I hope not.
At least in the art, Herbert got tied with Klutzy.
Yeah, that's true. At least in the art, Herbert and Klutzy tied. However, a tie is still a little bit annoying. We should have had some tiebreakers. We should have looked at the results, immediately after, maybe, and set out some tiebreakers. Maybe we can do it now, after this one. Let's have a tiebreaker poll. So if people in the comments want to have a tiebreaker poll, put it down in the comments, and we may put one out next Saturday. Let's see who the real winners should be.
Imagine if it ends up being a tie again.
It can't be a tie because it would be with only those two. So hopefully not. Hopefully not.
They just perfectly, like, both of them get the same amount of points again.
If it is, we'll just flip a coin. We'll get an outside party. Okay. Best description and then best overall. So again, Herbert winning was best description on the left, followed by the troubled tinkerer Gary. Then best overall card, sweeping it from under his feet, Antarctic. Let's go. Down with the bear. And here we have it. Herbert getting robbed of his almost second crown.
I feel bad for him, bro.
I don't. I really don't. But the big dreamer Herbert. Best name? I don't know. I think I like some of the other names. But let's go back to see what the other names were. So the big dreamer, fated friend, aspiring journalist, and the troubled tinkerer. Honestly, I think my vote would have been on fated friends. What about you?
Mine probably on troubled tinkerer.
Troubled tinkerer. So we are the second groups. But big dreamer won. Okay. Fated Freema Clurtert. Yep. It's actually just fated friend Klutzy and big dreamer Herbert as the best arts. I have to say Klutzy's art looks amazing. And of course, who can't love the funny imagination of Herbert in a deck chair, rocking it out. But then best overall was Antarctic. This again was one of those cards that went through multiple iterations due to the canon because there was questions of, oh, penguins, do they even have igloos at this point? Yes, there's a public igloo. Is she in there? The public igloo wouldn't have a door. I'm pretty sure you actually drew steps, didn't you?
Yeah. There's also a question of, oh, if she was like pink at some point, will she be pink in this?
Yeah, because when she came on the island, she wasn't actually green. But she does say she soon transitions over to green.
Yeah.
So we wanted to stick with the green because that is who Antarctic feels like for the general audience, and because the character card wouldn't really look good with pink typewriter, pink hat, and pink color.
We also don't know when she transitioned, so she could have changed from pink to green as soon as she arrived, or it could have been like a couple of days, or we don't really know.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just at some point she used to be pink.
And then on to the best overall cards out of all of them. Sadly, we can't show you bar graphs. It's just too big. So instead, we show you just these little annoying numbers. We've tried to make the colors pop a bit to help. So the winner of the best overall card by name is actually Partner in Time Klutzy. That's crazy.
That is pretty crazy.
Kind of stunned that name got so high as it did.
I mean, you're proud of that name.
I still am proud of that name. Now, best overall card by art actually isn't Jetpack Guy. That's a bit crazy. He was very close second. This is probably due to the fact that you weren't allowed to vote for the same card by column, so you could only vote for one person.
Yeah.
Meaning that you couldn't have Herbert be best art and then Herbert be best overall, so you had to pick one or the other. So that may be why it's like this. But either way, Herbert having the best art, followed by Guy, and then everyone else is just ones. Master of Disguise Herbert, he got swept out by the other Herbert. Best overall description is a tie between Master of Disguise Herbert. Again, yeah.
Another tie.
We really need to look at that Herbert card description. What was so magical about that description? I think maybe because that one was one that put the story into focus. Maybe that's why. Maybe people don't really know the start of Obit, because it basically explained the start of Obit.
Yeah.
And then the forever loyal Jetpack Guy. The last card, so the most polished description, the best art, honestly. And then the best overall, of course, with a landslide, Jetpack Guy. We had a few personal favorites though. The King Herbert, Mayor of Club Penguin Klutzy, the supportive Rookie. So that's EBF Rookie, so I can see that because it's a unique character. Missing Penguin Antarctic, it was a pretty good card. Cybernetic Specialist Gary, again, a lot of details and hidden references. Dot the Disguise Gal for best overall card. I guess because the art and description telling that story could have lifted it up. Carefree Rookie.
Herbert again with the 1 vote.
Yeah, Master of Disguise Herbert again. He's been voted every single time as Master of Disguise Herbert, it feels like.
Yeah.
The Carefree Rookie one is confusing me a bit because it's just Rookie playing Connect 4. Then we go on to the other Herbert, the Big Dreamer Herbert, Faded Friend Klutzy, which I really do love the art of Faded Friend Klutzy.
It was my first time drawing a Fluffy, I think, in that art style. Or ever, actually.
The underwater shimmering and the lighting looks so good. The description slightly lacked because, we couldn't really say much about past Klutzy. He's a crab. He's just living his life. And then Aspiring Journalist Antarctic. So here they are. Partner in Time Klutzy for Best Name. The King Herbert for Best Art. Look at that man. The first character card. Crazy how he's the best art. And then Master Aura Loyal Hercule Guy. Yes. For best descriptions. But the best overall card we ever made was the Forever Loyal Jetpack Guy.
People really enjoy Jetpack Guy.
It's really cool. It's just really cool. It's kind of crazy, though. We have the first ever card and the last ever card both here. That's trippy. Now, on to cards to expand upon. So we did ask you guys, out of all the cards, which ones would you like us to expand upon? I think it said either story-wise, art-wise, like a wallpaper or something.
Yeah, I don't think we ever really specified how we should expand the cards.
No, we didn't. Because obviously we couldn't expand them all the same way, Like, the King Herbert, obviously we could do a bajillion wallpapers, we could expand his story more because he has his own unique canon, right? Whereas the Missing Penguin Antarctic is the EBF, canon. It's the switchover. It's a lot of spoilers. So expanding that would be definitely harder. And then art-wise, how to expand it art-wise? We could do a secret wallpaper thing that shows off some hints. But it's up to you, the community. How would you want the Missing Penguin Antarctic to be expanded upon? We should probably put this in that poll where we do the tiebreakers, because obviously you guys have voted for this. Not all of you did, sadly, but a lot of you did. So how would you guys want it to be expanded on? And then Part-Time Assistant Dot in close second. I understand why. That is because original Dot concept 4 years ago is very different. Part-Time Assistant Dot also is the only character card to mention the Resistance. And that has a lot of spoilers and EBF timeline secrets about it. So expanding upon Part-Time Assistant Dot, I understand the craving for it. Again, it's like Antarctic though. There's a lot of secrets and stuff. We could make a wallpaper. We could reveal some spoilers. And I think it's fine if we do best of 2 in this, right, Imai? Yeah. Expand on 2 cards, Missing Penguin and Part-Time Assistant.
Yes, again, we just got to figure out how to do that. But that's what the comments are for.
Yeah, that's what the comments are for. Also, we have a secret plan for the Forever Loyal Jetpack Guy, because we actually wanted to expand upon that for it being the best overall card. We have a secret project lined up, so keep your eyes out for that Saturday post. Now, on to the silly bonus questions. Basically, that front part was meant to be what we wanted everyone to participate in. This part, people could skip. People did skip, so I think it went down from 17 responses to 13. So thank you to those 13 for sticking it out, but it's okay if you obviously didn't do this. So, what was the first silly question? Well, of course, it was character relationships. Basically, which character do you feel like you could become a friend to? Which character would you want to be a friend? Or which character would you despise utterly if you were in their universe?
Everyone is hating Herbert. It's either everyone hates EBF Herbert or everyone likes EBF Herbert.
Well, clearly there's one community member that just despises Herbert because there's a 1 for even innocent Herbert over here.
Yeah.
So 4 other people might be okay with Herberts in the other timeline, but there's that one person that just despises him.
Yeah. I just like how EBF Herbert has no neutrals. It's just everyone hates or everyone likes.
Yeah. I wonder how that one person would feel as well, seeing that Herbert almost won by a landslide in most of the votes.
Yeah.
Seething on the edge of their seat. Why? Why not Guy? Or Antarctic? But yes, so 5 Nemesis. I think that's the most in this. I'm not sure. But that's the top so far. So 5 people would absolutely despise Herbert. Another 5 would dislike him. No people would be neutral. Everyone would have an opinion on him. 2 of them would want to be his friends. And then 2 of them would want to be BFFs or above. Which we're not going to talk about that. Then we got a Nemesis 1, Enemy 3, Neutral 4. This is the regular canon Herbert, the Herbert that did the popcorn explosion. You know, actual damage to the island. But 4 neutrals, 4 BFFs.
He almost sunk the entire island.
Yes, he almost sunk the entire island. But it's fine. And then the innocent Herbert, the Herbert who just wants to have a good life, who's just freezing in the Arctic. We have 1 person that despises him. How could you despise the man? He hasn't done nothing wrong.
Bro didn't even do anything yet.
7 neutrals, which, yeah, I think that's normal. 2 people want to be his friends. I'd understand. Give the man a heater, a radiator. And then 4 BFFs. Then we got Klutzy. 2 people hate EBF Klutzy. That's crazy. Look at him.
Wow.
He just, he shredded up that penguin in the background for no real reason. What are you on about? He's just playing.
He's just a little goober.
Just a little goober. 1 enemy, 3 neutrals, 3 friends, and then 5 BFFs. Let's go. All the friends for Klutz. 7 BFFs on the other one. Holy, I just glanced. Sorry. I did not mean to skip. Okay, 1 Nemesis, 1 enemy, 2 neutrals, 3 friends, and 7 best friends. EPF Klutzy. Apparently everyone loves him. But nobody likes Klutzy before the crime. 1 enemy, 7 neutrals, 2 friends, 4 BFFs. Okay. I guess it's 4. It's not that big of a dip. But look at this art. And then we got Antarctic. I mean, EBF Antarctic, I can see why people are confused on where to vote. She is missing. Like, can you really befriend someone who's not even there? So I understand the 6 neutrals. 2 people hate her. She's gone missing. How do you hate her?
Bro hasn't done anything.
Should have gone missing. Meh. 2 people want to find her desperately. They want to be BFFs. And then the director. 3 people hate her. I can understand. She does every chance she gets put a target on her back for Herbert to find. The newspapers, we interviewed Antarctic about the new phoning facility. Oh yes, I think there's some very secretive things there. Director, what are you doing? So I understand the hatred for Antarctic.
She likes doxing herself.
Yeah, she literally just docks herself constantly in the newspapers. However, 5 friends, 3 BFFs, so mainly positive. And then aspiring journalist, we still have 1 person that hates all 3. It might not be the same person, but I like to imagine it is. 6 neutral, 5 friends, 1 BFF. That makes sense. On to Gary. I feel like Gary would be the 2nd favorite of all the penguins, but I'm not sure. I do sit next to the #1 Gary fan in the call. So 2 people hate EBF Gary, 3 people dislike him, 4 people are neutral. Okay. Even though he's made tons of gadgets to make life worse. 4 people are neutral. 3 people want to be his friend. And then 2 people want to be BFFs or more.
It's like the perfect bell curve. If you
it
put
is.
It in a graph. It's
oh my god. And then meanwhile, the other one's getting all the love. 1 person despises him. However, everyone else is either neutral or they want to befriend him. And then the last one... there's more neutrals, okay. So still, he's getting some love, but more neutral than not. This is the Gary before his amazing inventions. He hasn't got the fame yet. Therefore, why should I be his friend? He's not famous.
What I mean.
Then we go on to Dot. Dot does not have a 2005 card, sadly. That is because she is a regular penguin, or is somewhere else.
She's irrelevant.
She's irrelevant. To the story, yes, she's irrelevant, sadly. If 2005 Dot existed in the script, we'd have to redo the entire script again. That would be paradox upon paradoxes. So, we have part-time assistant Dot, who is 1 nemesis, 1 person hates her. She's just trying to help. She's a part-time assistant, come on. That person might hate her because of her redesign, actually. But anyway, 4 neutrals, 6 friends, and 3 BFFs. Then the other dot has another enemy.
People just hate this one person. Just has like, just really, really hates Dot.
Oh my god! Imagine if this is the same person throughout all the cards. What if someone just went down and put "I hate everyone"? That might have been what happens. We'll have to clarify. 1 enemy, 5 neutral, 4 friends, 3 BFFs. Then we go on to Guy. 3 people absolutely despise EBF Guy. Enemy 1, neutral 3, 3 friends, thankfully, and then 4 BFFs. People want to help him out. The regular Guy has 1 nemesis, has 0 enemies, 3 neutral, 5 friends, 5 BFFs. Okay, well, one of those BFFs would abandon him in his time of need, apparently.
Yeah.
What's with that, huh, community? Then we move on to Rookie. So we got 2 people that despise EBF Rookie. How could you despise this man? He's just trying to take care of a little puffle. 0 enemies, 4 neutrals, 4 people just don't care. 2 friends and 6 BFFs. That's what I expect to see. Then we have 2 enemies of regular Rookie. Honestly, I can understand why. He does do some things that are slightly annoying. 1 enemy, 3 neutral, 3 friends, and 5 BFFs. One of those BFFs ran away when he lost brain cells.
By the way, in that Find 4 game, both people could win.
Yes, that is actually true. We removed it so both people could win. Because Blue, which is this penguin over here, could put it in this slot, and Rookie could put it in this slot. So both people can win. It's the question of, will Rookie put it in the right slot? And he's clearly struggling. So I don't think he will.
He'll just go, this is the place, and it's like the other side of the board.
Yeah. And moving on to Clover. She does not have a 2005 representation because we don't know how old Puffles are, and because Puffles were rumored in 2005. And Clover does not have a EPF version. So Clover's story, in my headcanon at least, it's not the definitive story. He might want something different later on, but the EPF Clover she actually is just with another penguin. Got named something else, probably grew to her full size instead of being small, and probably is living happy. Which means that Ricky probably will never be able to get Clover in the EPF timeline, which might be a little bittersweet. But anyway, one person despises Clover, so they don't care. they despise Clover. Apparently, if they were in the same universe, they would probably join the EBF to get Clover.
Yeah.
0 enemies, 4 neutral, 4 people just go, it's a puffle. 7 friends, let's go. Then 2 BFFs. So those 7 people don't want to steal Clover away from Ricky.
So you're saying the 2 people would?
Probably, maybe, who knows? Maybe not. They can share. Now, on to the most wholesome. So we actually had another tie for this. We had the rare Puffle Clover and the carefree Rookie. So we have the rare-free Clocky. Yes. Then after them was Mayor of Club Penguin Klutzy and the other Klutzy, Partner in Time. After that, it was the King Herbert and Master of Disguise Herbert. Everyone else was not voted for wholesome. And can I just pause? Master of Disguise Herbert and the King Herbert. Most wholesome?
Yeah.
Question mark?
Yeah, so I'm gonna raise the PSA's existence. That's so wholesome.
Yes. I'm gonna rule over the island. That's wholesome. Like, Klutzy and Clover I can understand. The carefree Rookie? I guess he is just playing Find 4. I guess that is wholesome.
He's also pretty wholesome as a character anyway.
Yeah. I'm actually kind of shocked that Clover and Rookie took it from Klutzy. I feel like some of the Klutzys are wholesome. Maybe not Mayor of Club Penguin Klutzy. In fact, where's the other Klutzy? The Under the Sea Klutzy. I thought that was quite wholesome. That one didn't even get a vote. Well, let's move on to the least wholesome now. The least wholesome being Jetpack Guy. I wonder why. Maybe being cybernetically, not even enhanced, replaced.
I mean, he has been enhanced.
I mean, yeah, but it's not Because, like, when I say enhance, I feel like, oh, it's an improvement, you know? But he's actually had parts of him being replaced, you know? It's not like it's improved, it's been taken away and then something new has been implemented. Which, yeah, that new thing is better. Then the second unwholesome is the King Herbert, and then Cybernetic Specialist Gary, where he actually has Jetpack Guy on the table, so no wonder why that's third. Missing Penguin Antarctic, probably because people thought she got murdered. And then the Rare Puffle Clover, least wholesome? I think someone's memeing there.
Maybe it's like the situation Clover is in.
Maybe because the description does say she's like struggling to find berries.
Yeah.
So, okay, maybe it's not a meme. However, the Herberts in the last one definitely was.
Yeah.
Now, most intriguing. So this was actually a question I wanted to put on the actual votes, but I didn't want to log up with too many questions. But I was actually curious about this one. So, which character card were you curious about? So, the Forever Loyal Jetpack Guy was the most intriguing. Followed by Missing Penguin Antarctic, of course. These ones do have Hidden Law. I'm surprised Part-Time Assistant Dot didn't get up there a bit more. Cybernetic Specialist Gary. I can see that because he has a lot of stuff in the background. Mayor of Club Penguin Klutzy. Maybe because he got put into a position of power? Not sure. I wish I knew why someone put Klutzy. The King Herbert. Yeah, I mean, if he wasn't intriguing, we wouldn't have a project. Herbert being the leader of the EBF is kind of the whole pulling force of Obit in general, isn't it?
Yeah.
Master Disguise Herbert. Maybe that's because he's in the past and they're intrigued about the past. So I guess that's just they're intrigued about the Obit story. And then the Carefree Rookie. He's just playing Connect 4, guys. Why is Rookie most intriguing in Connect 4? Okay.
Oh my god, that game must be so interesting.
Apparently. Then we have most shocking. And of course, it's going to be Guy. There was only 3 people that was voted. So, Guy at 9 votes for most shocking. People did not expect. Yes, he swept again. It's probably because people did not expect him to look like this. They didn't expect like the code. They probably didn't expect the description. I'm struggling to talk about him because I can't remember what we have said and what we haven't said. I don't want to spoil his whole story. So I'm like trying to dance around him. So sorry about that, community, if you feel like I'm not bringing some of his description to light. But yeah, I think he's just a great card. Then we have Cybernetic Specialist Gary again, and then Missing Penguin Antarctic. No Dot. No Dot again. No Part-Time Assistant Dot. Now on to the Hunger Games. So, if put in an arena of all these characters, which person would most likely win? So people, again, with a landslide, voted for Jetpack Guy. It's obvious, because obviously he's being, like, you know, cybernetically enhanced. He used to be named the weapon of the EBF, but we changed it to Forever Loyal. And I think the main argument was, well, would he even go against Herbert and Gary? Because they're like his boss and he has to follow their order.
Yeah. I mean, this was under the impression that Guy is able to have the freedom to do whatever he wants.
I can't remember if that was put in the question, though. But yes, if Guy had his own free will, he would definitely win the Hunger Games. However, if he didn't, the King Herbert and... In fact, Cybernetic Specialist Gary isn't even on here. But regular Gary is. Wait a minute. Regular Gary, who's making the Straw 3000 and the Toaster 3000, is somehow beating Cybernetic Gary, who made a literal cyborg.
I mean, to be fair, Gary's made a laser shield.
I mean...
To be fair, Gary has made a laser shield, so...
Yeah, but come on. Master Disguise Dot, is she gonna do the Peter strat and just camouflage into a rock?
I mean, that's what, like, Clover would also do, but...
Yeah.
Like, they'd probably last until there was just the 3 of them, and then Guy would probably pick them off one by one with his, like, infrared vision.
So, Dot and Clover are just bush stratting it until Guy overhears them or sees them. Master Disguise Herbert? How is Master Disguise Herbert beating the King Herbert or Jetpack Guy? Okay.
Bro is gonna be... Yeah, he's a Master of Disguise. He's gonna be disguised.
Maybe if he had the time machine, but other than that, probably not. Then Mayor of Club Penguin Klutzy. He's just chill. He's just playing with a fish in a pond, and then he just somehow wins. Everyone else just got each other. But okay, Jetpack Guy would win as the last penguin standing. On to who would collect the most stamps, who would have a completed stamp book. So this is not just who would be the best at minigames, because it's also activities around the island, like, mining at the iceberg, doing the coffee shop stuff. Like, it's activities as well as minigames. So, we have another tie between the Carefree Rookie and the Director Antarctic, or as we like to say, the Character Coolertic.
I like how the name is very lopsided, because
Yes.
Antarctic's very long and Rookie's like pretty short.
It's actually triggering. After that, the Disguise Gal Dot, and then Gary the Gadget Guy. Yeah, I see all these people getting completed stamp books. So then we move on to another tie, the Secret Chef. Out of all the characters, who would be secretly the best cook? Adept Agent Jetpack Guy and Dot the Disguise Gal. Or we say the Disgugant Doc Guy is the best cooks. Surprisingly, Dot is on there twice, looking at her own self in mortal terror. After that, we have the forever loyal Jetpack Guy, so clearly his cooking skills transcend timelines. If Gary ordered him to cook, he would be cooking.
Yeah. He probably has given some kind of module of like, here's a bunch of cookbooks, go ham,
He has an egg timer in his ear.
Yeah.
Cybernetic Specialist Gary. Now this one I would disagree on personally. He would either get Jetpack Guy to do it, or he just, he's a microwavable meal kind of guy. He's got that pot noodle on the side of his desk, Insta noodles.
He has like a mini fridge of just snacks to snack on.
Yeah, probably. And then the King Herbert. This one I could see. Even though he's the king, he has all the power. He probably dabbles in cooking every now and again. He's got nothing else to do. Aspiring journalist Antarctic, again, she got that mini fridge. She got the snacks under the desk, cramming out those newspapers. Fated friend Klutzy. Honestly, I don't think Klutzy would be allowed in the kitchen.
How would Klutzy cook?
We've seen social media. We've seen all those crabs that accidentally pick up knives. They should just not happen. Master of Disguise Herbert. I don't think EPF Herbert ever had, especially in 2011, I don't think he had enough experience with ingredients to be the best cook. He was just trying to make his own corn and stuff.
Yeah.
Eating seaweed, so...
He definitely has experience in gardening. Cooking, though.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Best gatherer, Herbert. Now, this is why I made the distinction, because here we have best at minigames, which is definitely different than full stamp book. And I am shocked. So, Jetpack Guy can beat everyone in the Hunger Games. He also is a pretty good cook, apparently. And yet, he only got one vote for the best at minigame. That's crazy.
Maybe it's because, Jetpack Guy probably wouldn't be the type to play them in the first place.
Maybe? I guess when I made this question, I thought of it being like, if you were forced. But Rookie does play a lot of them. He would play a lot of them. He would just get surprisingly good. So I understand Rookie. Not the Disguise Gal. I think that came out of nowhere. Like, it's not unreasonable. I just am shocked. The Director Antarctic, I'm definitely shocked about. She's too busy with...
I mean, I'm not shocked because since the stamp book came out, a lot of the newspapers have talked about her slowly filling her stamp book. It was my New Year's resolution is to complete the stamp book. And she'd been playing a lot of minigames. Oh,
okay. Okay, I guess I can see it now then. Gary the Gadget Guy. One vote is reasonable. Fated friend Klutzy. Yeah, the King Herbert. He got so bored, he decided to play the things he hated. The Rare Puffle Clover. Yeah, if she was able to play minigames, especially with a Rookie, they definitely would be pretty good at them. So yeah, the King Herbert, I don't think he would be any good at minigames. Cybernetic Specialist Gary, he probably hates minigames. And the forever loyal Jetpack Guy, I think, should have got some more votes. After all, he's just a unit, Jetpack Adventure, he probably gets the speedrun record before TAS.
Okay, I don't think that's possible. TAS is the best.
I know.
Frame perfect, all that. You can only match TAS. I don't think you can get faster unless there's faster strats that were found.
I mean, he has other tools at his dispense. Does TAS have laser eyes? I think not.
I mean, tasks are specifically designed to perform that certain task, so...
Anyway, enough speedrunning mumbo jumbo. Half the people don't even know. But yeah, anyway, true leader of the EBF. So this was a funny meme question. Basically, we asked the question, what if Herbert wasn't actually the leader of the EBF? Similar to how the director was hidden for a long time. So who is the true leader of the EBF? And you all voted for Clover! Of course, how did I not see it, Imai? It all makes sense now. This one Puffle, starving, trying to survive, was definitely the cause of all this mayhem.
Yeah.
She's tricking Rookie. That's the last piece of the puzzle.
Does that mean that, like, there will be, like, a plot twist where Clover goes against Rookie and, like, imprisons him or something?
No, there would never be. There would never be. After that, we get to Cybernetic Specialist Gary. This one actually has a lot of plausibility, you know? Herbert was like the figurehead kind of thing. He did plan this out. But let's be honest. EBF Herbert would not have the EBF if it wasn't for Gary. So Gary actually has a lot of the power. So this one actually makes sense. Would it make a nice twist? No, it would be pretty boring.
Yeah.
Missing Penguin Antarctic. This one is juicy. Because Missing Penguin Antarctic has a lot of secrecy, she can actually have some big twists. So I'm not going to confirm nor deny if she's the real leader of the EBF. Okay, I am, because it says non-canon. She's not the real... She's not the leader of the EBF. She's not the director in both universes. But she does have some big twists. The supportive Rookie. So EBF Rookie he's playing Clover. Oh no! I befriend this Puffle just so I can imprison this Puffle.
That would be so mean.
That would just be incredibly mean. Mayor of Club Penguin, Klutzy. Of course it was the crab. And an aspiring journalist Antarctic. That one's very strange. That would mean that in Obit, Antarctic would have to be persuaded to become evil. Which then she would turn into Missing Penguin Antarctic anyway, so... I think it's actually impossible for aspiring journalist Antarctic to be the true leader of the EBF.
Yeah.
But yeah, this was funny. On to the question of which characters do you, the community, think can survive in the other timeline? If we obviously say that time is forgiving, as soon as they cross over, they're not going to immediately perish or get replaced by their counterpart, because, you know, timey-wimey mumbo-jumbo, right? If time was okay with it, who could live in the other timeline without obvious issues? So, absolutely Herbert and Klutzy. They live in the good life. I doubt any of the EPF members would be living the good life, or like any of the penguins in general, not gonna lie. Okay, so I'm not really sure which way they're speaking. Probably the EPF to the EBF universe.
Yeah.
Yeah, is how I imagine this. I mean, either way, Herbert and Klutzy are living okay. They're either in a cave or they're in a penthouse, so... Antarctic Jetpack Rockhopper. Dude is too busy sailing the seven seas. Okay, if you came from the dev blog, you will know that Rockhopper in the EBF timeline, he was causing us problems, and so we caused him problems as well. So he isn't just sailing the seven seas, I'm afraid. So He's
too busy being in jail for that.
Yeah, so Rockhopper to the EBF timeline is a definite no. EBF Rockhopper to the EPF timeline? I think he would just be...
He probably hate the EPF because, you know, Gary's in there, Guy's in there.
Yeah. So yeah, he would cause issues. He'd be just yelling, causing mayhem across the island around the ski village because the EPF exists. He would not like them. And then obviously they would know who he is, and then that would cause time issues, and then he would probably get snapped. Antarctic. Okay, Antarctic in the EBF timeline. Well, let's just say certain things would happen to her, but she would not be able to live in peace.
Yeah.
The other Antarctic in the EPF timeline would still be missing. So I don't think that counts either. Dot. Okay, Dot switching from both timelines. I don't really know, Imai. I can't really say for this one.
Yeah.
I think Dot would be fine switching from timeline to timeline. Yeah. I think she wouldn't agree with all the choices her counterpart made.
Like her outfit choices.
Her outfit choices? I mean, that's a disguise, but yeah. She wouldn't agree with all the choices her counterpart made, but Dot would pretty much be the same. Jetpack Guy. Okay, Jetpack Guy would not survive in the EBF. He would cause massive uproar. He would try saving his other self.
Oh, yeah.
But EBF Jetpack Guy into EPF is questionable on whether he has his own motives back. Is he still an EBF member or is he Jetpack Guy? You know?
Yeah.
I don't think he would be able to adjust very well. He wouldn't look at Puffles the same. Sensei would not be able to transfer over to the EBF. And probably wouldn't want to go to the EPF knowing his own timeline is being ruled by a bear. Klutzy, of course, would be fine. And Paige. I don't think Paige would like going to the EBF. Hey, my name's Puffle Handler. Oh, where are the Puffles? Yeah, about that. Okay, so both Klutzys could swap with minimum impact. Yep, that's true. We have some other comments. EPF Klutzy. Yep, Klutzy would be fine. Dot, regardless of timeline, alongside Director Antarctic. So Dot, again, we talked about it. She would probably end up in the same situation, but disagree with her other self's choices. And then the Director Antarctic. So EPF Antarctic into EBF. That would be kind of good. Imagine that. Imagine Antarctic randomly found out about the EBF and then did like a mission to push over agents from the EPF to the EBF. Oh my god. Saying this is getting
saying overthrowing the tyranny.
Yeah. That could be a cool storyline. Like acting from the shadows.
Yeah.
Clover. Yeah, so regarding time shenanigans, Clover would be very happy in the other timeline. I want to say Ricky, but it's probably Dot. So EPF Ricky to EBF would just become depressed. He'd be sad. And then EBF Ricky to the EPF would become, he would be over the moon. Minigames and stuff are back. So Ricky is fine, and Dot's also fine. EBF to EPF Herbert. He's just a guy trying to fit in, and I'm all for it. I don't think evil Herbert would like going to the good timeline. He'd be annoyed that he doesn't have all his stuff. And the good Herbert going to the evil timeline, that's literally what just Obit is trying to do.
Yeah.
So yeah, he would probably be cushiony. Ricky, yep, but emotions would switch. Klutzy, definitely. And Clover, if they count. Clover does count. Ricky in the EPF and EPF Herbert in the EBF. Oh no, not Ricky, Clover, sorry. Yep, those would both count. Put EBF Guy in EPF Universe and just see how nice everyone could be to him. Yeah, they would try to support him. They would try to be like, hey, it's okay. You lost your arm and stuff, but you're still a good member of the community and stuff. And then he'd have just PTSD around Puffles.
And probably penguins.
Yeah, and probably some penguins as well. Because he has locked away a lot of these penguins that he would be looking at, I think all EBF members, apart from Herbert, could live in the EPF timeline. On the other hand, okay, well, let's get into that. So all the EBF could live in the EPF timeline. It would take a lot of adjustment for Gary. Rookie would become over the moon. Dot would take some adjustment but be happy. Guy, obviously we've talked about him, would have PTSD. So, not really. On the other hand, I'm pretty sure a previously organized EPF could pull off surviving the EBF timeline. That's from what I've gathered. Still haven't read everything. Okay, so this is going into what if Antarctic discovered the EBF and did like a stealth ops in the background with the EPF? They probably could survive, but they definitely cause issues for that timeline. There would be a war, literally. So who would be fine in the opposite timeline? I'm not going to call that as fine, because it would be a civil war. So, out of everything you guys voted, these were the cards that got the most votes. Obviously, the best overall card, Jetpack Guy, got 62 votes. It's almost double the second place, which was Master of Disguise Herbert, and then third place was the King Herbert.
Just Jetpack Guy keeps sweeping, literally.
It's just Jetpack Guys and Herberts. That's all this project is, Imai. I think we should remove Clover. She doesn't bring enough money in.
The entire game is just Guy and Herbert.
April Fool's Edition, Obit, the Guy Edition. Everyone's just Guy. But here's the full popularity if you want to take these numbers in. So who actually was the least picked card? It was Gary the Gadget Guy and the Troubled Tinkerer Gary. That's shocking. Did our community not like Gary?
I guess not.
I guess not, guys. No, we know some of you do. So yeah, that was everything. Thank you for watching this character card results. As always, Discord activities and community contributions are always open. Ask us anything, anytime. Use the Tumblr Ask feature, use Discord, or send us a... I think we can get DMs on Blue Sky, right?
I mean, they can at least, like, tweet, like... Blue
yeah,
Sky.
or you can tweet us.
What's the equivalent? What's the Blue Sky equivalent of tweet?
Posting, replying, messaging. I don't know. But yes, join our Discord through the channel bio. We actually set it up now, so if you go onto our YouTube channel, it should be there. If not, it's definitely on the Tumblr. So yeah, thanks for watching. Bye!
Thank you.
Nice. We didn't draw attention to Clover.